Hola amigos, welcome to Life for Living Well channel. Please subscribe to keep the channel going. You can also check us out by visiting our website on www.lifeforlivingwell.com. Sit down and enjoy the helpful topic for this week. Hey, welcome back to another episode from Life for Living Well. I hope you're all well this week, and thank you for your support since the beginning of this community and the podcast. To get started, quickly want to say that I've going through some of the email that I got in the week, and I'll try and respond to it appropriately. Firstly, if you'd like to know more about what Life for Living Well does as a community, you can check us out on our website called www.lifeforlivingwell.com. And if you do like to send me an email, please send your email to hello@lifeforlivingwell.com. So let's get diving into the topic we have this week. So every week, look forward to bring new topics into the arena and see how we can pick one or two things from it, and also welcome your suggestions how the podcast can be improved. So let's get started. So the topic for this week is what I call the law of nature. There's so many things we can see or look into the nature as a mirror to how we apply some of the laws that govern the natures. So when you care enough, when you're patient enough, when you observe enough, you will realize that there's so many different patterns that govern this world. And only when you go through it like a student, then you get the knowledge that beyond it. Some people have managed to do this for generation upon generation, and they're also able to put it down into writing. That is for you to pick it up, read it. Don't have to accept everything, but if it makes sense to you, you could apply some of those laws into your own life. Because whether you like it or not, you yourself are part of the nature. And the best the mirror does to you is to reflect back the image that in front of it. So the best we could do is to absorb some of those laws into our life. So let's say by the end of this podcast, let's see how this law is already affecting our life, how we can use it for the better good for ourselves, our society, and the all beings generally. So let's get started. Almost everything we need to grow into our potential is already endured in our surroundings. Sometimes this is feasible, and many times it can be hidden and subtle. Why nature is particularly interesting this way is just because of its many qualities, such as calmness and acceptance. And for many people, this is not an easy place to achieve calm and contentment. I've seen people that have a house with 3 or 4 rooms, but they only sleep in one place and they lock the rest back. I've seen people that have hundreds of plates, they don't even remember what they have, but they end up using one. I've seen people that have a load of shoes, but they prefer to walk with their bare foot. Firstly, when you speak to some of these people, they worry that people stealing their things, and those things themselves, they don't use it themselves. So they constantly worry, and they couldn't accept things the way it is. They want it to be the way they want to see it. So they use alternative truths to confront what is illusions, because what is called reality to you might not be reality to another person. So they use dreams to escape what's exactly in front of them at that moment. But nature will teach you how to be peaceful even in the face of calamities, which is practically difficult for a human being to achieve. But some few people have managed to do this, and the question is, how do they do that? The secret is observing nature. Today, many young and older people are weak on narcotics and drug-induced calmness in order to handle their agitation and restlessness. Observing and deploying natural law into our life may help us grow in the area that we are currently struggling. Sometimes human beings tend to define themselves as a rational being. We could be, but mostly we are not, because we are part of the natures. We are very self-destructive. We create things and we destroy it. We make one decision and they have a catastrophic effect in another area of our life. We work towards something and then we abandon it. We start something and then we couldn't finish it. We work actively to undermine our own effort by procrastinating things that we know we need to do right now. How can we learn from the nature? So when you fully embrace the knowledge available in nature and the study of physics, which is of nature, then you become peaceful with all the experiences you will come across. Because of or unable to be settled with uncomfortable emotions that we experience, we use so many things to escape it. We use play, we use fun, we use dreams, we use other people. Those feelings, those experiences will have shaped us to a higher version of ourselves if you allow it be. Take for example water. Despite the obstructions, it makes a way and takes up the shape of its container. A lesson to work on yourself to develop this nature and adaptability if you are a stiff individual. Tools like yoga or traveling to different parts of the world, or even in your local community that you haven't been before, or even if you have been there before, just take a few minutes to just be there without worry about what you're going to eat, what will happen at work, or what happened in your relationship, or what's going on in your life. Just be grounded, and you probably will see a signpost that you walk towards around the place for many days, for many times, for many months, that you never notice the color the signpost was painted on, because you are there, but you are not there. You are there, you're already a month ahead of the time, or you are still ruminating about the event that have happened in the past. I tend to send a challenge to myself when I walk to the office. If I decide that I'm not commuting by transport, I tend to set a challenge to myself to look out for the signposts and notice the color, the description there, just to be mindful of my current environment. You may want to do the same. You may choose to do something different. But the lesson here is to be in the present. Tools like yoga and again traveling are one of the tools that will help you to open and become more flexible in your own nature as an individual. Okay, what about the trees? They come in different sizes, weight, length, and shapes. Besides, they whistle loudly during the great storms. They move to the left and then to the right before they come back to their initial position after the storm has stopped. If the tree refuses to do this, he will quickly find himself being uprooted or broken. Isaac Newton's first law emphasizes that many things remain the same unless there is inertia either within or outside that will change the state of the object. If there's nothing have come to your life 20 years ago and you have not made any leap or jump 20 years ago, you remain the same. But hardly that we have not changed. Even the people that you think that they are stable, they are, because they are part of the nature, and the natural law will take its effect. It might take you to where you don't want to when you are not proactively involved in how you shape your growth. So this is a classic law of forecasting the future by understanding the past. You know that this object will move either by yourself or from external force. And Buddha once said that a force within will create life, a force from outside will destroy. So take for example for egg. When there is a force within the egg, that's when the new chicks come out. But if you smash the egg from outside, you probably kill a life. So this is a classic law of forecasting the future, so we can get into the place that we can even predict where we will be in a few months, in a few years' time, just based how we making the decision in the past or how we live our life in the past. A tree that is stiff will break halfway when external or internal forces descend upon it without the ability to adapt. So to bring the podcast to the end, lastly, for us to continue to grow as humans and part of nature, we will need to understand the subtle message nature throws at us every day. And we can only take advantage of it by being open to it. Someone boldly declared that there were no new things under the sky, and I kind of agree. The question is, how much of that knowledge have we made effort to inject into our life? You certainly can learn many things through nature if you are open enough. And our wisdom is vast in many areas but subtle. May you be open to see it and embrace it. So thank you for your time. as I bring in this podcast to the end this week. I wish you that you have an amazing week. Please stay safe. Ciao, hasta luego. From everyone here, from Life for Living Well, we say hasta luego, amigos. Thank you for your time this week. May your rest of the week be safe and loving. Please subscribe to our channel to keep it going. And you can find more information on our website by visiting www.lifeforlivingwell.com. Goodbye.